It's time to get ourselves the Herbivores Unite. Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Last time, we managed to go ahead and do another normal mission. 2 of them, in fact. And this time, let's talk to Nasa Tembazi.
I have favor to
Orphean,
ask.
you are Blade. I have requests, but first I have a question. Do you love trees? Respect trees. Feel like life pulse inside them? I can confirm that nature needs to be respected. I sense you speak truth. I will trust you. I am Nasa Tembazi, protector of Great Tree. You must help me raise Great Tree from seed. First you must accept, then I will explain all. I defend the seed of my life. I cannot expose it to danger. We must keep its secret safe. Nurture and grow the Great Tree using the seed that Nasa Tembazi restore life is secure. It is good I spoke to you. Some Orpheans are unworthy of trust. Speaking to you was gamble. About the Great Tree? Great Tree holds the Old Ones. Old Ones watch over members of Clan. Clan tends Great Trees in return. But Ganglion put Great Trees aflame, tried to crush our resolve. Some protectors resisted, they met death. Some relented, they burned Great Trees themselves. I did neither. I buried last seed within my flesh. Then stayed out of sight, stayed alive. Journey has been long, but it is almost over. Now I must entrust the seed to soil. But this land is different from our home. I fear seed will not grow, so I seek aid from others. You must find someone who knows of plants. Ask how to grow trees on Miro. Sure. Some prone have forgotten trees. It is good you do not. We need production of old ones of this land, and old ones need great trees. Adjectivalians are no different. You would also feel weak if something dear was stolen from you. Lives of all prone depend on the future of this seed. Alright, we have our objective. The next objective is we need to learn how to nurture the tree by talking to the xenoforms on the man on ship. Yeah, I'm not kidding. We're going there for it.
Listen.
So, big worry, this mission has 2 routes again. Unlike the previous one, though, there is a bad negative if you get the wrong route. Just letting you all know right now that you want to avoid it. I'm going to be showing off how to avoid that entirely. Let's head over down below and actually find the person in question, which is called Marabak, an orphean, in fact. Is this another earth plant? Fascinating. May I cut one down to bring home? I wish to use it for my research. Trees are public property. You treat organisms as public property? You humans are odd as I expected. But very well. As residents of New LA, we must abide to your rules. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. What should I use for my research? Alright, what are you a botanist? Yes, I traded in the compositional analysis and the reproduction of plants. And you are? I see you seek information on the best ways a tree species brought to Mira by one of the prone. Well, any typical tree can be made to grow by using garlic sap, which can be found by the vicinity of the Divine Roost at the northern edge of Noctilum. I am curious to see this great tree for myself. My ova has begun to throb as well, so be it. I will meet this prone woman. Now, there are a few objectives now that you've done that. Now, let's go back to Naza and talk to her about this. Naza has moved her location, though, so I'm going to let you all know right now, it's not easy to find Naza. Basically, you have to head towards where the herbivores unite. Now, you can actually find Naza again in Deliverance Park after you did this one, and you can get information. Now, Naza is located back in her typical spot. You can actually talk to them right now. Professor taught me how to grow trees. We need Guardian Slap. Go to the Divine Roost. Gather sap there. Now, you're probably wondering, why the heck am I making sure it's late in the day for this mission? Well, there's a purposeful reason for it. A very purposeful reason about this. So, yeah, let's head back to Noctilum once again. By the way, in case you're wondering what the requirements are for this mission to be available, Chapter 9, Prone Sweet Prone, Circle of Life, and Noctilum needs 45% to be complete. We have not been to Divine Roost yet. So let's go and fly up towards the Divine Roost. Divine Roost is the last place in Noctilum we have not been to before. Big warning, a lot of endgame enemies will be up here. Just be careful. Celestial Ascent is where you're going first. As you see, there's 12 placement sites nearby. And as you see, a familiar flying enemy is flying around. But first, we've got to land over here. Okay, really? Why am I on there? Thank you. FN Site 207. Good grief, game. Let's go ahead and get this placement site out of the way so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Thank goodness we have it out of the way. That is another placement site activated. Very good. Another energy clip. There's something flying around here. You're probably wondering. There are tyrants here and enemies around level 50. But not only that. If you recall correctly, all the way back by Chapter 4, there was a particular thing of flying around. Divine Roost. If you look up, as you see, it flying around. That is the same creature who technically saved our lives in Chapter 4. Telethia, the Endbringer. Level 99. It is the strongest tyrant in the entire game. Nothing comes close except for a few exclusive enemies. Not only that, the tyrant itself has a lot of ether immunities, and it's in fact one of the most dangerous things in the game because of it. Another thing is that since it's endgame, you're going to have to fight it eventually. Thankfully, though, there are quests that are involving it, but right now we don't have to worry about it too much. Telethia the Endbringer also comes with a few abilities that are very dangerous, especially with ether objects. Divine Roost itself is home to him alone, where it comes down to high-level enemies. There are other tyrants around the map, but he's the most dangerous of the enemies. The reason I'm stressing about this is people have made a dumb mistake of trying to challenge that thing unprepared, and they die for it as a result. So yeah, not exactly the best thing in the world to do. Regardless though, let's go ahead and get to the placement sites I want to grab. There are a lot of them here. However, keep in mind that there are some placement sites that are a bit out of reach. The other enemies can be found as well. The level 50 enemies, they're not the safest thing in the world to fight. Believe me, they're not. There's actual items in the bottom as well that you can actually grab if you can actually go check for it. And the actual thing we're looking for is actually nearby underneath the entire roost. We just have to go there next. There we go, more battle points. A lot of these are actually worth it in value, so we're good to get these. I think we can go ahead and go this way, although we have to make sure we're low enough so we don't accidentally get caught by a level 50-something enemy. Well, it's almost level 60, because good grief, that is actually scary. Okay, let's land here at 206, and we got this one out of the way. Thank goodness, because we need all the placement sites here. That is the next one out of the way. Unironically enough, there is a cave nearby in this area, but I would not recommend dealing with it right now. There are level 70 enemies around that area. So, let's go ahead and grab the item in question that we need to grab, the Narnach Sap. Let's just watch out and see if there's any enemies around here. I am very cautious about this area because it's risky. The sap being here makes sense, though, because this is a Divine Roost in a Divine Tree. There we go. Now we can go to Naza Tapazat in order to finish the mission. However, there is a requirement for this mission. I will be advised to warn you all soon. Before we do that, though, you want to head upwards to the right because, you know fully well, you want to get all the placement sites out of the way on your first trip and not deal with it anymore. This will end up all knocked those placement sites entirely. Drop down here, and there's a little island. The island can be found only by using your skull and nothing else, and it's good to get. Sometimes, however, the weather here will actually be a very unique weather that restores skull fuel. Part of the reason why I leave my skull alone. As you see, the fuel is recharging at a rapid pace. Basically, you can leave yourself alone here and you get your fuel back quickly. In fact, as you see fully well, I'm almost maxed out my fuel once again. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and actually go check the map because, as you see, that's the last of the placement sites. I'm going to be using all of them on the storage probes. However, we have more storage probes left. We have 4 more left in the game. So we're going to save those placement sites for a while now. In the meantime, though, let's head back to NLA. Before you complete this objective, I will recommend being at nighttime. All right, we're back in NLA. Now, there is a character I recommend you talk to. As you see, these two are talking. However, there's also another one of the orphean, known as Yob the Tom. Talk to him before you finish this mission. All trees are here strictly for viewing. I wish that NLA would grow some trees we orphean could eat freely. As you see, he wants to eat a tree. Odd. So let's go ahead and talk to Naza once again. This orphean professor taught me many things. Gandra sap will make great tree grow strong. Do you have any? I have one. Will this really work? It should, but I only have a 99.86% certainty. However, those are most excellent odds when it comes to botanical growth factors. Orphean's words are difficult, but he seems good. Can I trust what Professor says? Oh, yeah, duh. Yes, he accepts our problem as if it were his. This is a good sign. So be it. I will use an sap. I will attempt to grow a great tree. Is this right, Professor? Yes, your application was indeed correct. You need not wait long. It should sprout presently. As you see, it started growing. Amazing! This will be a mighty great tree by tomorrow. Old ones will be reborn here in New LA. Yes, it's a curious fish indeed. Now for the tasting. What? Trees are always the best when eaten in tender saplings. Professor Green, do you not agree? Dude. Hold on, I'm confused. How does this thing apply here? What did you do? How could you eat the great tree? Plants exist as food. They hold no other purpose. You seem quite perturbed. Oh, how rude of me. Were you also hungry? Gag! I see you believe a divine being resides within that tree of yours. Well, that makes sense, except the part where it is other nonsense. If I may, as a research bonus, I have subdued a vast and variety numbers of tree species. Now, yet no one in this house or anything remotely classifiable as God. This is simply a fact. We have frequently meet old ones in our minor moments. So I'll prove you wrong with the old ones when I murder you. However, my Ova insists that there's not yet proper time for me to perish. You're human. You think it ought to intervene before it becomes an accidental tragedy? I can't imagine why this person is so angry. You need to listen to this. So, her regard for the divinity of that tree is equivalent to the way we view our Ofa? A most thorough explanation. Thank you. I fear I've committed most outrageous affront. I beg your pardon. I will revive your tree at once. You can do that? That is my profession. In consuming your tree, I have analyzed its composition. Given the materials, synthesizing a new instance is really quite simple. I only need 4 synth, 3-wit, and a longevity bow. If you pursue those, I can restore your great tree with a 99.12% chance of perfect fidelity. Yep. You have to make sure that they get the tree back. Now, before you do this objective, yo, Tom. I like to eat a tree, and yet you humans insist that the ones who plan it over the purpose of viewing not to be consumed. Then what am I to do? And it's fine that he ate the tree, and then he suffered for it. A chilling story indeed. I will take care to avoid Proman and their fora. Incurring such risk is highly illogical when seeking food for the purpose of sustaining my life. Yep, that is the good ending. And him getting punched was hilarious. Let's go and laugh at him again. Poor Medblock. So, yeah, let's go ahead back here. We need to go back to Noctilum for this one. We just need to find the longevity bow from the Sylvium and other things. These ends of Flea Warts are already been found. We don't need them anymore. However, I think they are actually above me, I believe. I believe they are right above me. Literally over here. Let's fly up. Yep, indeed. Yep, and down we go. And then fall. There we go. Oh, well, that's not good. Well, these guys only appear at night, so I might as well go and kill them. Okay, you. There are 3 tyrants here. Okay, you know what? You want to die, be my guest. One tyrant down, 1 billion to go. Alright, Alright, I don't want to target back. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go, and then boom. Shield again, and then let's do this again. I'm gonna do a frame patch, and then there we go. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit dicey given the fact we're still trying to, you know, hit these guys. There we go. There we go, and then there we go. Let's go and use Phoenix Wing once again. Boom! And you will die in pieces now, Iron Helm. There we go. So much better. Next thing is set to the Light of the Stars, and that's pretty much the thing you have to go for, actually. I'm not kidding. Not so fun, is it? So thankfully, though, it's not exactly as bad, but it's annoying to deal with. And there we go. Rank up Absorber Skin. I definitely needed that out of the way. Alright, we've still not done it. I lost my left arm. Well, this is bad. I'm one-handed. There we go. How bad it be? And there we go. We still need to get a Severick from here, but honestly, I wanted to come here anyway for the actual items in question. There's alien wreckage here as well as a cave. You can only get to this cave system if you, well, go this way. There's a big cave system that has a lot of items in there, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. Let's actually head to where we're supposed to go and find the dang character and enemy. Sylvium is where they're mostly located. Big warning of Sylvium, get out of your skull immediately before you get caught by the Xenodrome once again, and it's never fun. Thankfully, though, the foggy weather will refuel the fuel, and these guys exist. However, there's a level 31 that's actually pretty easy to take out by yourself. Thank goodness, because man, oh man, I would never want to fight these guys on a normal day. Thankfully, though, this level 31 should be easy. The Azure Stars, is pretty easy to deal with by yourself. You don't even need a skull for it. There we go. Although, they are quite big. They still are a tyrant. Be careful. That's pretty much the main thing I say Albert about this guy. Beyond that, it's still a fight against a tyrant. There we go. And you know what? I feel like being mean. I have a bunch of those Sentai Virus, so you know what? And boom. And then I'm gonna go in. Swooker. There we go. And we're gonna keep doing more damage. Got your ninja. Alright, there we go. And then we can go Tornado Blade. There we go. Alright, and activate this again, and then get our count back up. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, what's hitting me? Really? What now? It's just him. Okay, whatever. Alright, this is a bothersome pain. Alright, offensive stance once again, and then we can keep this going. Stomp. Okay, so that almost hurt. Alright. Yeah, got it. Alright, now we're almost supposed to be done with this thing. Alright, it's honestly pretty easy to take out. There you go, Ghost Walker once again. So much easier. And we are all done with that. Maximized entirely. And let's do this first. Activate a increase offensive damage cut. And then finally, Blossom Dance. There we go. Blech. Bruh, come on. So those two enemies were your best choices. If you did not get them from either, the other option is simply to go online with rewards and material market to exchange. No, I am not kidding. That's annoying and bothersome. Have you acquired the materials needed to regenerate the Great Tree? You and you. Ah, just as I required. I will begin work at once. In the interest of precision, Naza, I need to ask a number of questions about the Great Tree of yours. Do you find this acceptable? You may ask, but make haste. If the tree is lost, so are you, Professor. Rest assured that your knowledge, combined with the data I acquired from consuming the tree, should prove more sufficient. Now, if I may, please describe the history of your prone share of these sacred trees. He did it. I assert that this reconstruction of a perfect match for the great trees you people have long worshipped. You know, seen in this light, I can understand why one might think these trees are hosts to the divine. Professor is strange, not bad, but strange. But other races often are. Maybe races just need to speak to each other. What do you think, Orphean? I can agree with that settlement. I can agree to that sentiment. You are wise, Orphean. Credit to your race. I will learn from your example. I will be less quick to violence. You ate great tree, then made new great tree. You taught how to make it grow strong. We are even now. You need not thank me, and if you require further great tree's copies, you only have to ask. Also, thanks to you, Orphean. If not for you, this would have ended in disaster. Take this as a symbol of my thanks. If Margrab's help, the great tree was restored to life. He and Naza have also seemed to work out their differences. In the other ending, Yoshrob accidentally eats it, and as a result of that, the entirety of the Infinity is bad. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Thankfully, we stopped him. Are you troubling? Alright, close my eyes. I see a visions of our homeland. This has been passed through my ova. It is city shaded in deep green trees that are rustled in a deep, gentle, unfusing wind. Simply being there seems to fill a wonderful vitality. How can one I compare such a place to this timeless city of dull concrete houses? I feel like we've been locked away in some prison. I need to speak to our bond in a small block. Perhaps in some way he can increase the tree's cover and make the city more livable for us. I guess he's complaining about the area around the map. Yep, it happens a lot. Not everyone is easy to like the trees themselves. Thank God I managed to make absolutely sure that I had a autosave available. You know what, Alexa? Not dealing with you. I don't want to deal with a heart-to-heart right now. Let's go ahead and do one more mission before we end this off. This mission actually does require us to go back to Monon's ship and go talk to somebody who's nearby. They are known as Nakrug. Nakrug is actually someone who's kneeling down right now. Ah, perfect. I am glad that I waited. You're the ones who will complete any task no matter how difficult, are you not? I heard stories of your valor from other residents. Lately, it's become difficult to assert the will of my ova. It has been quite the predicament. What do you think the causes are? Well, it began when I moved to New LA. Perhaps the cause lies there. So, that is far from the concrete diagnosis. I have a plan to begin a trial treatment presently. The procedure is simple administration of Luma leaf, a meridian herb. It is a method that I came across in a database while working as a researcher for the ganglion. Can I ask you to locate and harvest that herb for me? Yes, indeed. This one's far more simple. My research shows that the herb can be found in the far islands of Tetsu and Caldros. I'm confident you'll fill my request most satisfactory. You have my thanks. And it gives me an excuse to go to Caldros for once because we only have so little placement sites gotten there. Technically speaking, it's on the island itself we were at before. We are here, and it's literally down south of the actual placement site you're teleported to. The item itself cannot be gotten until this mission is accepted. There we go. And now let's head back. However, I can technically get away with something that we are doing here because I'm still outfitted with terrain resists, which means I can easily do one thing alone. I love being immune to terrain. All we gotta do is fly up back to that area I recommended the no-no for. Thankfully, though, I don't have to worry about it too much. We are 2 levels short of something I want to grab later in the future, but I'll worry about that later. Much later, in fact. Whoa, boy. Okay. Just avoid it like the plague, and then we're good. Remember this area we all went to before? Yeah, I don't like it either. Land here, land there. Exit your skull immediately so I don't accidentally activate the dang annoying plant. And let's walk through this acid. Haha. I'm so easy at acid. 503. I wanted this one in particular. Thank goodness. I just want this placement site out of the way because, man, Cauldron's going to require a lot of placement sites for this place. We haven't really touched Cauldros much, and I really wish we could, but at the same time, it's easier just to get some places out of the way done for later. And we are back to the ship, and let's go tell them we have the item itself that we needed, because Nikaru really needs that leaf. Ah, yes, I've been waiting for you. Have you acquired the herb I requested? Here you go. 1 limona leaf. Thank you. Chomp, 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 too much. Swallow. Oh my word. That is quite effective. I already feel the will of my ova more clearly. What? But has the time for that truly come? Have I become so deaf that I cannot hear something so important? What's going on? When the time comes, the Orphean reproduce by dividing their bodies into 2. My ova is telling me that now is my time. The heck? Must divide as soon as possible. Who are you, and how does an orphan like you emerge from me? Who am I? Why am I in such a bliss place? This isn't the vision. This is not my home. The forest. I must return to the forest. I thought you guys were produced by division. What the heck happened there? What in the world? When dividing, the result new life should be the essential identical to the parent body. But I've never seen an orphean that looked like that. And seemed terribly confused as well. Almost as unable to heal the Orphea's will. Maybe we need to go and... maybe a spontaneous mutation. Yes, that is certainly a logical conjecture. It would have been the result of some environmental factor on Mira, for nothing like it was ever seen on our homeworld. In any case, we must hurry. We have gained no answers by speaking to it. I can say with a 89% certainty that it's headed for Noctilum. Can I ask you to bring it back here? I fear the aftereffects of the division have left me exhausted. I am not fit to join you. Please hurry. In such a new and confused state, the poor Orphean will make easy prey for any primordial creature it happens to meet. Of course. Unlike a cellular division, it seems this Orphean is different. Yep, different color, different sort of nonsense that it's known for. You can find it back in Noctilum. Interestingly enough, this would be similar in concept to a parent and a child, given the fact that he did not die for the division, because division usually causes the death of the Orphean. This is different. It's more like a spontaneous mutation that separates the host from the individual. So it's pretty interesting, and he is being attacked by a flux flip. That's not good. Hey, buddy, you need help? What is this? Will it do me harm? Danger. It is dangerous. I am in danger. Please help. My aid aches. It feels ready to split into 2. I know you. Help me, please. In the upper hush flood, a brazen Flaxlim is here. Like always, the attacker of Flaxlim attacks the head. Insult the spike so you can break it entirely. Pretty much, you want to break that horn off, and its weak point will be exposed like any other Flaxlim. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing. There we go. Popped off, and we got our fuel back. And let's go after the horn like this. Ready, jump. All right, it's doing a lot of damage. Ready. I hate a random belt. All right, with that out of the way, let's go build our melee attack up. The HUD is now exposed. I'm gonna go target your weak point, and now activate Phoenix Wing. Ha! Boom, boom, boom. All right. There we go. Unfortunately, it has the same strength that it knocks someone back if they aren't careful. Otherwise, this is pretty much an easy fight when you're dealing with it. It's gonna be a bit annoying though. The Flaxlim's weak point is not going down as fast as I'd like. There we go. It should be enough. And that's it for you. You only have left is the tail. That's your weak point, but it's not that bad. Okay. Karate Breaker Crush. There we go. You have saved my life. I must thank you. I still feel something inside my head. What is this? The ova reside in the Orphe. Then this is normal for the Orphe, the will of the ova. Why am I here? Was I led by the ova? It is strange. I do not seem to have a name. You can work this out. Says she's a new type, according to her parent. My parent, I see, so I split off from another. There's much I would like to ask him. Let us head back to the city. As you know, since they separate by division, there is no gender between Orpheans. They're technically an it rather than an he or she. Really? Right, alright, I'm gonna skull. I forgot. I can't sketch trouble unless I'm out of the skull. Of course. Oh, right. I gotta wait for everyone else to pop out of their skulls. Dang it, game. Why do you betray me? This happens way too often. All right, when we're back, let's go and see how they're doing now that, well, now there's an interesting relationship between the unknown Orphean female and the it Orphean.
I shall explain.
It looks nothing like me, and I'm beginning to understand why. This division was born here in the city, after excessive contact with humans. The Orphean are not separated into distinct sects like you humans. Instead, we are all alike. Save for this one, it's an entirely new type born from both of us. New and old, none of that makes any difference to me. What I could really use is a name. Don't treat your child like a research subject. Yes, of course, forgive me. I was wrong to refer to you as an it. I accept your apology, but you're still my parent, and so must give me a name. As my division, your name would be Nikrug. Then that shall be my name. Now I can finally introduce my property. I am Nikrug. Thank you for saving me. This is my humble thanks. This is humble thanks for both of us. Come on. Come now. Hurry up and give him a reward. You've been a great help. Please accept this. Now that all has been taken care of, you must have much to teach me. Of course, it is my responsibility as your parent. A new type of life. A new type of Orphean life has been born. Their ecology is truly an enigma. Yes, the Orpheans are definitely an enigma, that's for sure. And a new mission is available after you complete that one with Nick Crick. However, speaking, the actual Orphean is right here. And she seems to be watching him.
Ah, yes.
We'll bother Nick Crick again in the future, but in the meantime, though, I think we're going to end this off right here. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, we'll go bother him after that one and see if there's any more missions we can do. See you all next time.